I really believe, and tell people all the time, I believe that our school district is the best part, the best thing about our community, Mount Vernon.
And I think one of the number one focuses on people choosing a community is based around the school district.
Sure. You know, from a chamber perspective, we think that the school district is what draws business to our community. If you look at, you know, the scope of big business or industry coming to town, they want a good school district and they want a solid workforce. So
you know, so that's the influence that the school district has is very important to the economic development and growth of a community.
We can offer as a school district where they know that their kids will get a good education and a good value system.
We think Mount Vernon's got one of the strongest school districts in the area, and we think that is a definite draw that we have. If people are looking for a place to raise their family, to live, Mount Vernon is a good one because of our school district.
School district is building that in them, a desire to want to come back and give back to the community that they were raised in.
I learned exactly what I wanted to do when I grew up the moment I stepped into high school into an ag class. That instilled in me exactly what I wanted to do and where I am now. So
I watched them give him the confidence, give him the knowledge, give him the skills he needed, and I was so appreciative of that.
We are so pleased with the school district because it set her up on a path to decide what she wanted to do for herself and what was going to be the best role.
Mount Vernon did a lot. I mean, it framed me as a person, and then I'm doing exactly what I wanted to do whenever I left high school.
As I look back on our years at Mount Vernon, I just want to thank the administration, the teachers and the coaches for always being there to support both my students that went through Mount Vernon High School, and always being there for them and pushing them and encouraging them to be the best that they could be.
I think Ethan's success can be contributed a lot to the way that he was educated here at Mount Vernon, and not just the X's and O's or the pluses and minuses, but I think it's really about the way that they got to know him and helped him become who he is, from football to basketball to baseball to language arts, math, all of it. And it really is about the teachers and how well they did with that and how they cared about him as a kid, no matter.
Does really well. He also does extremely well if the teachers ask for his help as something, to be a helper, to be needed, wanted, appreciated in that way. And
they were always inspiring. They never wanted us just to sit back and just see the world for the way it is. Think outside the box, be imaginative, and then they encourage that imagination.
Kind of a need to belong kind of guy. I think he wants to feel like she's interested in who he is, that she is paying attention on the rare occasions when she gets the second to what he's saying. And I think he just wants to know that she's present, really.
I mean, somebody who's just caring, is willing to go outside those normal lines to make sure that they have what they need, and to make sure that that they're going to be successful, not just in their classroom, but in the future.
He would want them to be fun and exciting. I mean, he's been asking when school's going to start the week after summer school ended. So he's excited, but a smiling face, an encourager, someone that's going to be a good listener and listen to him, and then just encourage him to continue to strive to be better. And for me, to get him out of his comfort zone, to go try to new things, to not hesitate, because you can tell.
He would say the ones that had fun because of his personality. And I think with my other two, the same way. The teachers in Mount Vernon schools appreciated the different personalities of my three kids. And so they really, I feel like, did a good job at teaching to the child and helping the kids to grow in who they were.
Just always supported me, encouragement. They would find my talents and they would encourage me to really grow in those. Just They just knew me.
I had a great experience with teachers here that they looked at a poor Hoburg kid and treated him the same as anyone else in the classroom. I was just as important. And they probably poured more into me, and I appreciated that, took that as a role model.
As I went through from K through 12, and those coaches that I had, they were always there, no matter what, whether it was in the classroom, outside personal things, outside of school, on the field, on the court, whatever it was, they were there for me as a person, and not just as another student, but as an actual person who was, and they were willing to go that little extra mile to make sure that I was taken care of.
The other side of the coin is that I get to spend my day with youth, with kids, and they are so energetic, they're so smart, they're so future oriented, they're so enthusiastic that it rubs off. Okay, and so what happens is you have a hard time growing old when you're around youth all day long, because they keep you thinking young.
But they loved me the same as they loved everybody else, and I wanted to take that and use that in my room, where someone who may need a little extra care and love, kind of take them in, and treat them the same as everyone else did.
Thank you to all the teachers, because I really wouldn't be where I am today. Their encouragement, their constant words to push me, and all their time spent too, it's greatly appreciated, and I really wouldn't be in the job, in the position, or where I am today without them.
Feel that. I really do think the kids know we care. I really do think they know that.
The Mount Vernon School District has always been so strong in the community.
Here in Mount Vernon, a lot of people don't realize that all of that happens because of a lot of hard work by teachers and a lot of dedication by administrators and other people that are involved. But that's what it takes for a school district to hold the position in the community that I believe that our district holds.
I am super proud, super excited. I could not be more happy that he's going to be going to school here, and I drive a commute just so we can stay here. I don't want him going anywhere else. I want him to come to Mount Vernon, and I want my daughter to come to Mount Vernon too.
But I think he's excited to be going to school in Mount Vernon. He's excited to be a Mountaineer, so that whole deal he's very excited about, and this whole chant that they do every morning, he does it all the time. So that's
we actually just moved back to Mount Vernon. We came back for the purpose of Ethan being in school here. This is where I went to school, where my dad went to school, where everybody is. So I wanted him to have that sense of family.
I have a sister-in-law in Hawaii who moved to Mount Vernon to raise the kids in the school district here because she knew about Mount Vernon School District, and she wanted her kids to be raised here through the school district. She lived here until the kids graduated from high school. And then
Mount Vernon was always an encouraging school to step out, do new things, be who you want to be.
We as a school board are very, very proud of what our students have been able to accomplish.
The community of Mount Vernon really understands the importance of the school district and educating our kids. And I think any business, every church in town, community members all understand the importance of it, and I think they support the school in a lot of different ways, whether it's monetarily, or it's looking after kids around town, or it's hiring students for jobs. I think they're just really supportive of what we do here in the school district.
Okay, and I've always loved this community. This has been the most supportive community that you could ever ask for, I think, for the school.
Our school district, I think, holds a really high position in the community, but I think the community really holds up our school, and they want to support it in every way that they can.
The community really supports, and they enjoy seeing people come back and invest in our school system and in our town too, because you can't help but want to give back when you've been given so much.
And so when I retired from teaching a little over a year ago, I came back and opened up our shop after 15 months of cleaning and getting it prepared, and I definitely had a plan and worked it out with our administrators that we could have an apprenticeship that's approved by the Department of Labor. And I have been especially pleased then with how many people come in, and they tell me that they come to our shop because they want to support the young people, and that's a really neat deal. That's unsolicited, and we don't have them every day, but I'd say once a month someone will come in and they'll mention the apprenticeship program, and they'll talk about the support that they feel toward helping our youth to grow beyond high school and making that jump over into the industry and into a career of some sort.
I mean, I was bombarded my first week here of people in the community and groups that wanted to help kids. And so, you really have to kind of get your ducks in a row because there are so many people that want to help. And we've had families that have moved in here and they say, they've said, this community goes above and beyond. We can't believe how much that they care. So the thing about Mount Vernon, their rich traditions is people just really care about people. I mean, that's what my own girls can experience that. And when I came back here as a teacher, I saw that, and then I got to go to another building, experience the same thing, because it's just, there's something about the people at Mount Vernon. They genuinely care about people.
I was very proud to be a Mountaineer, always have been.
The number one thing that I think, and I think every teacher here would say the same thing, is that we have the best kids in the world. Mount Vernon High School has great kids, and I just feel really lucky to be a part of it. I'm having grandchildren of students that I've had, and I said, when you see that kind of backing, that kind of history that has brought them, I mean, there's a legacy here, there's a pride in this school that you feel like, because if your grandmother went here or your mom went here, you have some roots, some basis to want to make it yours.
And so now we are on grandparent level, and I have a grandson and granddaughter in middle school. I also have two little ones that are one in preschool and one in first grade. And so we're seeing that just continue, and it seems like it gets better and better. It seems like that we meet the needs better all along the way, and very proud to have them involved in Mount Vernon schools also. So we're 3 generations deep here in Mount Vernon, and especially Mount Vernon School District.
The great thing was that Tina, Mrs. Emerson, had brought them up. I had her as a student, which is a really rewarding thing to look at one of your own, step in. And of course, Mrs. Reach, I watched her go with that blood drive. Oh my goodness, she's just picked it up and off she went with it, and that's a really rewarding thing to see. But I do think there's backing all the way through. I mean, from the whole school district just seems to be part of a big puzzle that just tends to back and support each other, and I think the kids feel that.
I always felt like I belonged.
To me, it means when you see something that needs to be done here, or are asked to do something, or feel the need to do something, it's not a job or a duty. It's a debt wouldn't quite be right either, but I feel for what this school and this community and this town has given to me, my whole life, being born here, graduating from here, it is kind of a debt, but it's a debt that I enjoy paying. I just love, it's home.
I said, I think I got on the right seat right from the very start. I think I got right where I needed to be and doing what I love to do, and that if you don't, you shouldn't be doing it. If you don't like what you're doing it, if I didn't like it, I wouldn't be doing it. I wouldn't.
I never thought that I'd be sitting here in the elementary school I went to, that I taught in, and now I'm back here, and it just, I want that same thing for these kids that I had, and it just makes me really proud. I'm just really proud to be here.
There's just a tie to the school district that stays with people their whole lives. Yeah.
When I talk to people, they'll say something like, "What you doing?" And I say, "Well, I'm still teaching." And these will be former students even that have already retired themselves. And they'll say, "You don't mean to tell me you're still there?" And I said, Yeah, I do. And they look at me and they said, "You must love it." And I said, Yeah, I do. I mean, I do. I love it. Okay, but then that just leads you to the next question, which it really doesn't answer the question, is why do you love it? Why do you love it? And so every year, and especially now, right before school starts, you ask yourself that question, why am I doing this? I don't have to. You know, why do I do it? And then the closer school gets, and then you get the class roll, and then the bell rings, and kids walk in, and you know why you're doing it. I mean, there's this purpose. There's this sense of purpose that you just feel. You just know that this is what I'm called to do. This is what I have been blessed to be able to do my whole life. And these kids are counting on me. Things is that we make a huge difference sometimes in people's lives. And we don't even know it sometimes when it happens.
I've noticed over the years that it's the alumni who retain that strong connection no matter where they go in the country, and always feel like home when they come back.
My goal is for him to be a 13-year senior. We moved to Mount Vernon when I was 8, and I looked at all those 13-year seniors taking their pictures together, and I wanted that for my son. I want that sense of home, that sense of community, and those friendships that...
When I graduated from high school, I was, like a lot of the kids are here today, just get me out of this place, and then, you know, I mean, not really, but I mean, you know, I'm not going to come back. I'm going to go, and I'm going to, you know, do other things. And I came right back. And I said I walked through the front door that day to apply for the job that was open here, and I just felt at home. I just felt at home, and I've been here ever since.
Well. So that sense of home.
A lot of the reason I wanted to come back to Mount Vernon was because it is home, and it always been home. I moved away for a little bit, and then we moved back to Mount Vernon, and it's just that feeling of being at home, and you know who these people are, and they know who you are, and they really care for you and your kids and your family as part of this community.
And when I came back as a teacher, many people said, don't go back to your home school, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. I mean, it's wonderful. I love knowing the history of the town. I love knowing the history of the school, the traditions, the people. I mean, they have invested in me, and I was very proud to come back and invest back into my community.
Thank you. I feel like I'm the one that's blessed.